When it comes to studying the Bible, many of us struggle. It can be difficult to know where to begin and how to keep going. That's why we've created WordGo. WordGo can help establish a healthy, sustainable lifestyle of intimacy with God through direct engagement with the text of the Bible. As a guide, you have an opportunity to help others find this daily rhythm of reading the Bible. Through the app and perhaps a little encouragement from the other group members, you could play a pivotal role in someone's first steps in developing a lifelong habit of Bible study. So how does it work? Here's what both guides and members will do. Number 1, set up your daily plan. You can decide how much time you can afford. You'll be guided through this process when you open the study section of the app for the first time. Simply select an amount of time that fits with your daily schedule. Each day you'll receive a notification that will prompt you to get started. We've created options that will deliver the right amount of content based on your personal choice. The aim is that this will make it possible for you and your members to get started and not feel overwhelmed by the amount of content. As a group guide, your role is to encourage the members, whatever choice they've made. It's worth talking about this at your first gathering. Number 2, read the Bible and use some in-app questions to help shape your study. Once you've set up your study plan, it's time to dive in. In the app, you will see the week of content broken down into individual days. You can swipe left to see what's coming next. Once you tap the Start Lesson button, you'll be straight into the content. We encourage you to always begin with reading the Bible passage for that day. Whatever plan you're on, there will be enough time to read through the passage. After reading the passage, you can tap on the Questions tab. These will help you reflect on what you're learning, what God is doing in your life, and dig deeper into the Bible passage. When you fill your responses, they'll be stored securely. No one else can see these, but they will be easily accessible for you to refer to when it comes to group discussion time. Number 3, listen to the podcast. Each week, you will have access to the WordGo podcast. It's available both in-app and the usual place you would find podcasts. The podcast contains teaching on the passage for that week. It's probably a good idea to decide as a group if listening to the lecture podcast before or after you gather is the approach you want for the group. We found that listening before can help with understanding of the passage and encourage deeper and freer discussion times. You can discuss this at your first gathering. It's good to remind your group members to read the passage and consider the questions before listening to the podcast. Number 4, gather with your WordGo group for discussion and encouragement. Each week, you will gather as a group to discuss what you've been learning. This is a great time to share what you've learned throughout the week through the reading of the passage and answering the questions. As a guide, you'll kick off the discussion each week with an opportunity for the whole group to share any key learning, or perhaps even other questions that they have personally about the study. You don't need to feel pressure to answer any difficult questions. Acknowledging the question, seeking insight from the group, and encouraging them to continue to find out more or taking notes from other trusted sources is a great help. As you answer questions throughout the week, they'll be stored and easily brought up in the gathering view. Encourage your members to prioritise the gathering, as it'll be a huge benefit to them and others as they share what God's teaching them. Number 5, you can also dive in deeper on the go with study notes. In addition to the passage and questions, we've also included study notes, both written and audio, and a teaching podcast based on the passage you've just been studying. You can encourage your group to go as deep as they want and as deep as they can with the study notes. They are optional, so if your members have time or have additional questions about some themes uncovered in the passage, there will often be additional helpful content there. Number 1, read the passage. Number 2, answer the questions. Number 3, listen to the podcast. 4, discuss with your group. 5, if you have time, dive deeper with the study notes. Following this weekly rhythm gets people into the Bible and keeps them there.